Everybody, thank you for joining me and welcome to my channel. This is your reading for Chiron in Aries. I've been getting requests for this reading, and hi Aquarians, and happy birthday to those of you who are watching. I hope you guys are doing well. So what we're going to take a look at is Chiron moving into Aries on February 20th. And today I'm going to do the extended for Chiron in Aries, and I'm going to put the extended in your February playlist. I didn't announce that in your monthlies. And I am also going to put the extended in your super duper bonus playlist so that anyone who wants to see it the rest of the year will get a chance to do so. So if you've got the super duper bonus playlist, that's the one with the grand tableau and the one with the love reading, then you get this one included as well. Or if you've gotten the February reading with the February overview as well as the Valentine yearly preview with astrology, then you'll get this as well. So you get a lot of options, and sorry for those of you who got both, but thank you for supporting the channel. So I have my Karma Tarot. This is the first deck I read on YouTube with, so I thought that was funny. But let's talk about Chiron in Aries and what it means for you. Actually, you're less impacted by Chiron in Aries than most signs. You're less impacted in the sense that probably the outside world feels less chaotic than for other signs. However, I think that there's an accountability factor with Chiron in Aries for you that will have a lot to do with like where have you gone with things, like where have you taken your life, where have you said things about yourself, about situations, and about people. Here, I'll give you a better chart. So now we see it. So how did you communicate? The third house is communication. How did you communicate about yourself and other people? And how does that actually resonate with the truth of where you want things to go? So where did you direct your reality? Where did you direct the flow of your life? And how did that have an impact on your outside reality? For example, so were you saying things like, I'm fat? Were you saying, I'm fat all the time? Did you become fat because you kept on saying you were fat all the time, focusing on the fact you were fat, if you are, or overweight in any way? So this is about the way that you've created the narrative of who you are within yourself, Chiron in Aries, right? So who you are, you've defined that in some way by the way that you speak about yourself and your environment. So you're going to be answering to that with this transit. That usually with Chiron transits, it's less about what is happening and more about how you feel about things. So it's more about your feelings, Aquarius, than actually what's going on. Let's take a look at your cards. So we have the Knight of Swords, that's you, and so we have this is air in air, a very fast-moving knight. This is a person who goes after what they want. I almost sense that you were saying things about yourself before you were fully ready to either commit or be really like authentic. So for example, maybe you had said to people that you knew how to do something, or that you really had feelings for someone before you actually knew that you did or didn't, right? So in some way now there's like the accountability factor is coming into play, and it's asking you like, now you've crafted this reality, and maybe it's been years that you've been living with the consequences of what you said about yourself or to someone or about someone. And so now it had to do with you moving quickly on things. You have very fast instincts, Aquarius. We know this, right? So you're feeling that energy there. So, by the way, the Chiron transit is years, so we're just getting acquainted with what you can expect. So it's not like external events are going to pop up. For some of you, to some degree, it does, but for the majority of people, you will be feeling the consequences. I told Bobby I loved him, but I didn't really love Bobby, and here we are 7 years later married, and now I want to leave. You know, it's those kinds of things, and the feelings about consequential things, not karmic. This is your emotional learning. Chiron is your emotional learning about exactly what you did and why and what the consequences of that are, and an opportunity through that to understand and change, right? Okay, so let's see your next message. We have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is you increasingly isolating yourself, I would assume, probably isolating yourself because you have gone off the path that you wanted to be on. And as Chiron moves into Aries more, and as the North Node moves back in Cancer more, this year we're going to see a direct square between the nodes and Chiron. That's going to be intense for you. That's going to really, in the summertime sometime. Let's just double check if it's the summertime. I think it is. In the summertime, no, because of the retrograde period. In the fall, let's see. I'm going to show you. In the fall, not quite. Okay, so it's going to be early next year because of Chiron's long retrograde period. But, oh, this is the summertime. Sorry. So this is the fall. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely going to be not this year. Early next year, Chiron is going to create a square. And that's okay, because if you're watching in 2020, please leave a like and a comment as well. It helps these videos. I'll keep the videos up that are relevant to a specific time for as long as I need to. So Chiron is moving into a square with the North Node in early 2020. And what that's going to do is really put front and center your feelings and the consequences, feeling the consequences of where you have created your reality, or how you had created your reality. And you may be feeling the desire to isolate. And if you're feeling the desire to isolate, to kind of everything is wrong in the outside world, maybe this has to do with the fact that you charged at something before you were really fully aware of what you were going after. Seven of Swords is for all of my Moon and Aquarius sisters. This is all of us. Now, this is probably like one of the most brutal Seven of Swords cards. I love being a Seven of Swords Moon. I think that what that represents to me is the ability to tactfully maneuver. Now, the problem with that is that if you tactfully maneuver, if you can really get around on the low and really in some ways avoid circumspection by other people, then sometimes other people check us, you know. So when we are moving forward on something, if we can avoid ridicule or judgment by other people, we can really get off the wrong road, because nobody knows what we're doing, right? Nobody knows what we're up to. So we can really find ourselves alone sometimes, or in a dark alley, or in the wrong direction in life, but because we've avoided other people's judgment of us that would presumably tell us that we're going the wrong way. In some instances, and this is a comment for Sun, Moon, and Rising Aquarius. I'm just speaking because this card is ruled by the Moon in Aquarius. So it's speaking through that, but it's true for everyone. So it feels like maybe you were a little too slick, too much of a slickster to be able to essentially, you moved really quick on something, and then you're like, whoa, where am I in life? Here I am, you know, working in, here I am being a doctor, and all I've wanted to do is travel the world my entire life. Why did I get myself here? You saw some kind of opportunity, you made a decision, and don't blame yourself for that decision. That decision was made at a time with the information that you had available, right? Here is the next message. We have the Nine of Swords. So yeah, a little bit with this Chiron, it's like the Nine of Swords, you know, the card of like, what the crap did I just do? You know, it's that like, why you look at yourself in the mirror and you don't recognize who you are. Chiron and Aries, right? Who did you define yourself as? I get that all the time when I like swear, and I'm like, why am I swearing? That's so not my personality. Like, I've just picked up certain things. We all pick up things like tumbleweeds across, you know, our life or our life experiences. So there will be a little bit of a, you know, a boom, like this is why am I this way? Who am I? Why is it this way? Question mark. I don't know. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune, the wheel. Good luck is coming into your life. So you're supposed to go through this. It's a little bit of an existential crisis, isn't it, for all of us? And for you, you're kind of you're seeing the finger of blame being pointed directly at you because it's in the third house, meaning you said it, so now you deal with it. Here is the last card. We have the Six of Wands. So in some way, you're going to find a resolution. I love this card, Jimi Hendrix, and I think it's Jimi Hendrix. It doesn't much look like Jimi Hendrix, but I think that's what they're trying to make it look like. But anyway, these cards were painted in Northern Europe by a dance troupe. That's why they're all kind of funky and interesting. But yeah, they're really cool. But anyway, so the Six of Wands, you know, some of the things that you have created for yourself up to this point, you're going to let go. And I feel like you're going to see some opportunities in new directions, but you have to kind of accept that some of the directions that you're going are not the directions that you had intended to go, and you need a change of pace. Aquarius, I hope you guys are having a happy birthday. Sorry that this is coming right on the timeline of things, but sometimes that's the Seven of Swords, really, like the whole limbo, like right at the last moment sort of thing. But I hope that you guys are enjoying this. I'm going to do an extended for this reading in your super duper bonus playlist on Vimeo. I'll provide the link down below, or if you're watching in February, in the February playlist, so you can check it out there. This is the deck I'm going to use for you guys. There we go. That's a much better card. This is the deck I'm going to use for your triangle spread, and so for Chiron and Aries, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye.